Good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm touching base with you as I always do every day. Seems to be a little echo here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I think we're good. I think we can do this. Let me just make sure that this mic system is up and working properly. How you guys doing? I hope you are enjoying this wonderful. What is today? Today is Tip Tuesday. It is Tip Tuesday, y'all. And you know what we do on Tip Tuesday? We talk about photography. And today we're going to be talking about how to capture emotions in photography. So that's what we'll be doing today. But before we get started, just want to send some hellos to everyone and some welcomes. I see Omar is in the building. For some reason, my mic sounds strange to me today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're gonna figure it out. That's the beauty of being on live every day, is that you never know what the day will bring. Okay, there we go. Good morning, Lisa. I see Lisa's in the building. I see Hannah is in the building. There she is. Good morning, Hannah. She says, Ron. And obviously we see Omar. And who else is here? Okay, so it's just the four of us. No, five of us. There probably are some people over in the Instagram. Does my mic sound strange to you guys? Can you guys hear me clearly like you normally do? Or does it sound a little off? Let me know so I can make sure I make some adjustments. Let's see who's in there. I see Jenny B is saying good morning in the Instagram world. Come on over to our YouTube channel, Touch Base Daily. You can go to Ron Lewis photos and it will come up immediately. We'll just put Ron Lewis Foster in the building, in the search, and they'll come up in the building, in the search. Okay, I get a table for 5. Primary election day. Today, New York, yes, indeed. Colorado, South Carolina, and Utah. It is primary election day. And yes, we should be voting. I am not a Democrat, so I can't vote in today's election. But if you are a Democrat, get out and vote. Get out and vote here in New York. But yes, Colorado, South Carolina, and the wonderful Utah. Get out and vote today. Okay, so good job. I'm just still trying to figure out my mic system. I don't know what has happened to my mic system. I don't ever do anything wrong. Oh, wait, maybe that sounds better. Okay, we'll figure it out. Like I said, it could be just I need a new headset. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, you sound like you have allergies. Well, I do have allergies. That I do have. My sinuses are acting up a little bit today. That is true. Omar, you know me well. Hannah says, I am hearing you good. Okay, excellent. And Aya says, good. Let me put that in. I gotta always give Aya her props. Grand Rising, everyone, RLP and Ron. Yes. So this week, well, first of all, let's talk about some quick news. Obviously, there's some news happening around, and the biggest of the news is the debate coming up. Let's roll it. Oh, did I put that up yet? Oh, I didn't put it in the screen here. Okay. Yes, the debates today. On Thursday is hold on, let me put this in here. Biden versus Trump's, oh goodness, and Trump debate. Okay, there we go. This would be fun to put that up there. And there we go. Biden versus Trump debate. So how many of you are going to watch it? And just so you know, I will be here live on the night. So you can join me here as we all tune into MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS, one of those. They are all broadcasting. All the main networks are broadcasting the debate on Thursday, sponsored by CNN. CNN is the one is the one responsible. It's going to be the CNN anchor people that are going to be doing the questions. So there we have it. There we have it. Also, so check that out. We'll be here as soon as the show starts. Like they'll have like I guess you could say we'll be here about 15, 20 minutes before the actual debate starts. So if you want to join in with us on Thursday evening, we will be here together as a community to watch it together. It's always fun watching these things together, right? So pass it on. You can invite friends. We'll be here. And if you want to be part of the panel, like square, like in the what we call the Brady Bunch squares, you can do that as well. Let me know, and I'll send you an invitation. All right. Also have an invitation for those that want to join in on the night as well. So we can all. It's going to be community chat. We're just going to chat it out. I guess we can make it live, right? We can go live on YouTube. I think maybe, or should we just keep it private in the house? We'll decide. Okay. Dump wants a drug test. Yeah, that probably won't go well for him. Yeah, that is what's up there. Hey, Jenny is in the building. Jenny Sorokin is in the building. How are you? So good to see you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our Touch Base Daily family and community. We are here, we connect with each other, and we share and talk. But today is going to be a lesson on capturing emotions. Should I put that up there real quick? Should I put that up there? Let me see if I'm a little cute in there. Let's see. Let's get that cute up in here. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Capturing candid emotions in photography. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So hold on. Stay tuned. Hang in there. We are going to be talking about that. And it's a quick lesson. It is a quick lesson. And we'll have a Q&A. So that way you can do Q&A. We'll end enough time, the lesson, so that way we can do Q&A. Because I think this is one of the keys to great photography, especially event photography, and for those that want to be out and about photographing their world. Okay, so we got that in there. Next headline here, and you may want to know about is that yesterday was the anniversary of the Dobbs decision. Of Dobbs decision. So if you don't know what that means that's the first time that a right given to Americans was taken away. Rights that Americans had for 50 years now taken away. And it's causing all kinds of havoc across the country when it comes to women's health. Abortion is not like, people think, it's sad that the folks that are behind it say, oh, this person just feel like they can just have sex and have babies and then, and just have abortions. That's not what's going on. Most people have abortions because of medical reasons. And so anyway, we need to be on the front lines, and we need to be helping, sharing that these folks do not get into office. Do not get into office. Can I say it again? Not one Republican should be voted for. Not one. None of them are good. And the ones that are like you think are okay, they will always side with their master. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a Star Wars series, like Darth Vader, right? Darth Vader would be Trump, or the Orange Vader. How about that? But yeah, it feels like we're in a movie, but the movie is real. This movie is real. So check it. So this is the anniversary. Yesterday was the actual anniversary. People are doing all kinds of events, as in remembering that date, because it's the day that will go down as one of the key dates of the changing of America. So make sure you keep that day on your calendar, and also let it motivate you to vote, and make sure you motivate others, especially ladies. It's so interesting that I heard some commentators saying this is again with this anniversary of Dobbs, first time that women today, mothers have more rights than their daughters. Mothers had more rights than their daughters in America. Okay, so cool. We're there. Let's see again. Who's in the Instagram world? Hey, Lori Bowman's in the building. One of my coworkers from the stock exchange back in the day. So good to see you. I see Fidel is in the building. Marcia is in the building. Angela is in the building. Ginny B is in the building. Chef Ja is in the building. Cheryl is in the building. So come on over to YouTube. That's where we are. Touch Base Daily is on YouTube. Like and subscribe and join. Subscribe in our Touch Base Daily in YouTube. Okay, let's see here. What else? Other headlines. Here's another headlines that you may have seen last night. Came across it yesterday evening. Julian Assange agrees to guilty plea in exchange for release, ending years-long standoff. Yeah, he might come back home to America. Don't know what that means. But yes, Julian Assange, the wiki guy, the Wikipedia guy, the wiki guy, he is being, he pleads guilty yesterday. Agrees to a guilty plea, and he will be coming back. Maybe coming back to America. Okay, so I guess living abroad wasn't as happy as he thought it would be without being connected to your family and friends here in America, which is quite interesting, quite fascinating. Hey, Derek Tuggle is in the building. Mr. DTT is in the building. How are you, sir? And so can I bring your attention to some platform that I think, and again, we will do this pretty much, we'll ramp it up. Project 2025. Again, I'm still amazed how many people have never even heard of it, no clue about what's going on. Project 2025, not legislation, but a whole program, a game book, what do you call it? Game plan. There we go. Game plan for what the country would look like after the elections, after if a Republican wins the election. And if you are still asleep, you need to go online and check out Project 2025. Read it. I know you probably say, Ron, you told us to read this over and over. I'm going to say it over and over again. Read, so that you can know what's going on. I had a conversation this weekend. One of my friends who had a movie debut, what do you call it? Screen showing. And I was telling her about Project 2025. She was like, no, Ron, what's that? And I'm always amazed. I just keep sharing everywhere I go. Project 25. Do you know about 2025? They go, no, I never heard of it. And I don't beat them over the head with it, but I do say, look, if you want to know where the country's going and where the globe is going, if these people get into office 2025, you need to read. So why am I mentioning for you? If you, I think I can play this for a moment and not get in trouble. I think it'll come up. Can So
a group of congressional Democrats are joining forces in an effort to fight the far-right initiative known as Project 2025. Project 2025 is a policy plan to be enacted if Donald Trump returns to the White House. It's crafted by the right-wing think tank, the Heritage Foundation, and several former Trump administration officials. Their 920-page playbook details a mission to essentially dismantle the federal government and replace it with a radical conservative vision. Joining me now is one of the congressional leaders who helped found the Stop Project 2025 task force, the Democratic Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts, who's a great friend of this show. It's been too long. I'm glad to have you back here, Congresswoman. Thank you for being with us.
Okay, so I also 6 seconds. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Lisa. You only get 6 seconds. Sometimes they'll let me because I'm not making any money on this, so they do a little waiver when you're not making money, so that's a good thing. But what I would like you to do is, if you have not seen this, this is June 23rd. This was 2 days ago on Sunday. First of all, if you have not been following Velshi is an amazing journalist, and he of all of the journalists, has been focusing day after day after day on Project 2025. If you don't understand it, if you don't have if you don't want to read those 900 pages, you probably should be tuning in to Velshi, because he's breaking it down every time he's on air. Not only is he breaking it down, but he's bringing up like Representative Presley. She is one of the people campaigning and saying, look, guys, you need to know about Project 2025. She is making sure people know about it, what's going on, how this is going to impact the world. This whole episode on Velshi from Sunday is so informative, it will blow your socks off. And he even goes into that Project 2025 is not just an American thing. This is a global. Can I say that again? This Steve Barron's, the Heritage Foundation, these people have been working on this for years, decades. And if you look at it, you will find that he brings up this woman named Valerie Huber, who's been making her tours around Africa and telling them how they should live their lives in accordance to national Christian beliefs. And they have been they've been changing laws in Africa. One of my friends was a journalist for CNN. He was stationed and based in Uganda. And he would tell me all the stuff that was going on there over the years. This is before we found out and knew about Project 2025. We knew something was going on and something was up. When you had these missionaries from Mississippi that went to Uganda, which now we know are nationalists, they were part of the Christian nationalists, that went to Uganda and talked about how they should change the laws about regarding homosexuality, about infidelity, or I should say, not for fornication, all the stuff that these people talk about. And they were able to get the Uganda government to change their laws and create what's called the death laws of people that are from the LGBTQ communities. If you are caught if your neighbor accuses you of being homosexual, you can be imprisoned and killed in Uganda. One of the reasons why I did not go to Uganda, because I did not want to support their economy. Also, this is spreading across Africa. It is also happening. This happened 2 years ago, also in Nigeria. The same people. These people are spreading their filth, I would say, in the name of Christianity. But if you go back to how colonialism started, it always talks about these people always come with their faith, which is totally against biblical faith. And then they bring you in like, God wants this, Jesus wants this, God loves this, and all of these things. And they manipulate these country leaders from all over Africa and all different places around the world. It's not just happening in Africa, it's also happening in Central America. And the Project 2025 propaganda is being spread throughout Central America. And what they're doing also, which if you listen to this and the facts that are behind this that Velshi brings up, is that it is also changing governments. Project 2025. Like if you don't get on board with this in your country, then when we come into power, we're not going to give you financial aid. And for a lot of the countries in the third world countries, they need American aid. And so guess what? because of their need and their dependence upon American aid, they are making this. And even Trump is not even in office. And these people are making decisions. And you will. So anyway, it goes deep and deep into it. I'm not going to go into totally on Velshi's show, because you can go check it out. Like I said, because there's some people that don't want to read the 900 pages, then you need to be tuning in to people that are sharing information about Project 2025. It is not just America, but see, when America falls, if that's the case, then all of the other countries will topple as well. Remember, so this Gwendolyn and I have had this conversation, a couple of other my friends, is that we used to think we can run away from America. We can pack our bags and leave. Not so. Because what happens here happens across the globe. It will affect global decisions in such a major way, you won't even recognize the planet. So, guys, take this seriously. Tell your friends, tell your relatives, use your platforms. Tell it from the mountaintops, as they say. Scream it from the mountaintops. Project 2025. You must know about it. And again, check out this program with Velshi. He has 4 guests on here that go into it and from different angles and what they are trying to do globally, locally, as in domestically, and locally in your state or your city near you. Okay, so check out that. I wanted to dedicate some time to that because it is so important. I see in here, Brian says, y'all have to watch Q&A from Saturday morning between Michael Steele and the main architect of Project 2025. Yes. Woo! That was good too. Where is that? Yes, Michael Steele on the morning program on on MSNBC. That panel discussion with the founder of Project 2025. And when you hear what he has to say, there is no doubt in what they want to do. And Simone had to say, go in. For those that know, Simone is one of the anchors. It was, guys, you cannot be asleep. You cannot put your head in the sand. You cannot dig a hole and hide. It will affect you. Project 2025. Then I told him, when I was telling my friend, sharing this conversation on Sunday with my friend at the theater, she said, Ron, I just can't. I can't. I was like, you have to. You have to. Even, let's say Trump wins and 2025 is implemented in its fullness, because it's already being implemented in pieces. You need to know how you should be preparing for it. You need to know what's coming down the pipe. So don't say, oh, it can't happen here. There's a lot of folks that you got to think outside the box. No one thought that 9/11 could take place because people were not thinking outside the box. Guys, you have to think outside the box, and you have to think in regards to, if this is implemented, what are we going to do? How will we live? How will we support ourselves? How will we as a community be able to talk and chat? This may not even be in existence. We will all be individuals, no longer being able to connect with each other like this online. The internet will change forever. Connecting with people will change forever. And if you don't understand what it is to live under a dictatorship, take out some books and read about it. Read about fascism. Read about dictatorships. Now, I know I'm supposed to go into Tip Tuesday. I am going to do it. I got 4 minutes. Hey, Trish is in the building. Good morning. Good morning. We move out of here. She said, we can't move because again, it's going to affect every country on earth. When if America falls into 2025, Project 2025, and the Republicans change the structure of America, including changing and doing away with parts of the Constitution, it changes democracies across the globe. And they've already started. You already find that in Europe, they've already voted for some of these extremists. Go to South Africa. I keep saying the ANC is now in power. South Africa has gone back to the regime that was with them in apartheid. Guys, you cannot sleep. And can I say people of color? It does not end well for us. It does not end well. If you think this is like, oh, you know what? It's not going to affect me. And then the crazy people with dollars and monies. And when last checked, oligarchs in Russia are killed when they don't agree with Putin. Chris says we will not go backwards. That's right. That's right. It's up to all of us. We all have to vote. We all have to be engaged. Hey, Felisa is in the building. Fifi is in the building. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yep. There we go. Thank you, Omar. Republicans always count on us not to go out and vote. If people of color, if every person of color, every woman voted, this stuff will be stopped in its tracks. We got to get people to vote and understand the big picture. And like a commentator said yesterday, we have to be transactional in our voting. So what Biden walks with a stiff gait as he walks. So what that, he did whatever he did in 25, 30 years ago that you may not agree with. So what that, we're not moving fast enough on the Palestinian issues and Israel. So what? What's at stake is bigger than all of that, is American democracy. That is what's most important. Because at the end of the day, if there's no America, then all of those issues go thrown in the garbage. All of them. You could kiss the Palestinian conflict in Gaza and Israel, all that whole situation. You can kiss that and throw it in the garbage. You can Ukraine and all that stuff. You can just throw that in the garbage. It won't matter because we will have no control. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. I think I get my message across. Chris says 5 months till election. 5 months, y'all. 5 months. Tell your friends. Get engaged. Join your communities. Share the information. Brian says 1,000%. Share. Get involved. Kimmy, I said the same thing when I saw Fifi and her mom. Happy birthday to Fifi's mom. If she's listening, happy Mama Fifi. Birthday is Fifi's mom's birthday. And they look like twins. I was like, wait a minute, is this Fifi? I said, oh no, that's her mom. Mom looks great. Anyway, okay, so we go into class. Should we start class? Should we start the lessons for today? Okay, y'all, here we go. And today, we're talking about capturing candid emotions in photography. And now later on, after I leave you, I'll be packing my bags and heading to my project this evening to photograph a big event that's happening here in New York City for our Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. They're having a big what's called sorority and dignitaries, people, important people, all that stuff, shaking hands. But I will be there as not only the ambassador, one of the ambassadors of the Manhattan Chamber, but I am also one of the photographers of the chamber. So I will be photographing the event tonight. And so this works out because this was a good refresher for me to refresh my mind, refresh my thoughts, refresh my education as I was writing down this stuff, putting some stuff together for you guys. So here it is, capturing candid emotions in photography. If there's anything that you need when taking pictures of people, they go side by side, I would say. One is, as photographers, we are light chasers. So we chase light. We chase the way light falls on subjects, right? We look around and say, oh, that light looks good on her. That light looks good on him. That light looks good on the building, but we're talking about people today. That light looks good on them. Or you see a crowd of people walking down the street, and then this light hits somebody in the crowd and separates them from the crowd. And you're like, ooh, that's a good photo. You got 100 people in the crowd, and one person is lit up. Ooh, that's a good composition. Right? That's good photography. Let me take off my little Project 2025 banner here, so no one will be confused. And that way this is bigger. There we go. Capturing candid emotions in photography. Some of the things, what I am always looking for as an event photographer, for those that don't know, I am an event photographer. I do photojournalism, but I do event photography. That's how I make my dollars. My clients hire me for their events because I come with a certain amount of skill set. One of those skill sets is capturing candid emotions in photography. It is a game for me. It's like having fun. One of my friends, she calls me what she calls it? I stealthily move around the room and capture emotions. She says I'm on a hunt, like I am when I'm photographing wildlife in Africa in Kruger National Park. She says I'm on the hunt. Okay, capturing candid photography. One, capturing candid emotions in photography is a beautiful way to convey authenticity and evoke feelings. Here are some tips to help you master this art. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? Are you ready for some edumacation today? Hey, Tom Morris is in the building. What's going on, Tommy Tom? Trish says, and just a little sidebar here, Trish says, I photographed an event last weekend. It's all about the light and how people respond to your energy as the photographer. Yes, indeed, dearest. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Trish. Yes, indeed. Number one, observe and blend in. There's a reason why photographers wear dark colors. Event photographers. You probably, professionally speaking, it is very rare that you will see an event photographer in all white running around the room taking pictures, or flashy colors taking pictures. If you decide to be an event photographer, if you are an event photographer, if you say, maybe I should do this as a photographer. Rule number one, if there's a rule to say, observe and blend in. Be discreet and blend into the environment. Use a zoom lens to maintain distance and avoid drawing attention. Shoot from the hip or waist level to capture natural moments without interrupting the scene. Where am I? Where am I? Okay, there I am. So this right here is a zoom lens. And I use this one I'll put on my camera this evening, and I have a lot of zooms, and I can, go in and out when it comes to my, taking the photo. And a lot of times, you see that zoom lens? See the zoom lens? And if you're doing it as a hobbyist or you're doing it for your family and friends, on the back of our cameras, we have usually 3 lenses. Where are my 3 lenses? There we are. And one of those lenses is a zoom lens on most cameras today. So there's no excuse. Even this older model, 3 lenses on the camera. So you see, I got all these devices. But one of the things you want to do, observe and blend in. Let's start with observing. Observing. It is so important, at least for me as an event photography, to not just rush into the room and start clicking away. No. First of all, your client is only going to use a 100th of the photos you probably take at the event, or a 10th of the photos you're going to take at the event for their social media, for their platforms, for their websites. They're only going to use a portion. So that kind of like takes the pressure off. However, though, your client is going to want to see lots of pictures, right? They're going to want to see lots of pictures because they're paying for you to take pictures of the event. They want to be able to feel like they are in the room at all of these spaces that you are photographing, because usually when the people are the what do you call it, the event planner or the CEO or the bosses, they can't see what's going on all over the room. They are engaged with their guests. They're engaged with their clients. So, what does that mean for the photographer? That means we have to observe. We have to observe who's who. Who are the leaders in the room? Who are the big players in the room? A lot of times I ask my clients for a shoot list, a shot list or a shoot list, whatever you want to call it, to know the key people for me to photograph. And they usually put a picture next to the name. This is such and such. So that way, when I get to the event, I know who to shoot. I know who to photograph. But observe the room. See who's talking to who. See who's maneuvering through the crowd. See who I call them the party goers, like the ones that are the excited people of the party, the ones that are the magnets of the party. Like, there's certain people in the room that automatically draw attention. There are people in the room drawing attention. So observe the room, and then you blend in. Wear dark colors. Wear your black shirts and pants. Wear dark clothing. Wear navy blues. Dark colors, so that when you blend in, use your columns, use the side of the wall, sit down in the crowd and photograph from within the seats, right? That's how you blend in. So shoot from the hip or waist level to capture natural moments without interrupting the scene. Sometimes you want to just take the camera and put it to the side. If you're lucky to have a flip camera where you can see this, the screen, you can see the screen, you can flip the screen up, and then you can take pictures from below versus taking pictures up from above. Rashawn said, "This is good." So somebody's learning today. I know someone is learning today. Right? I see here. Tom says the movable screen on the back helps fake out a subject. To see the camera, but it's not up at my face and I'm not looking at them. They return to normal behavior, then I strike. That's right, Tom. Tom knows what it is to be a photographer in the room, photographing events. That's right. I love the way he says that. He says, they see the camera, but it's not up at my face and I'm not looking at them. They return to normal behavior, and then I strike. That sums it all up. Tom, that's exactly how we roll. That's how we roll. Trish says, dressing nice is important. Yes. If you are going to a very fabulous event, then you may have to dress a little fabulous, but with comfort, right? So know your audience, know your community, know the event where you're going. Thank you, Trish. That was excellent. That's an excellent point there. Trishana says, I never knew this. I never knew. Here we go. Are you ready for the next one? Are you ready for the next thought? Focus on expressions and body language. You know, I was listening to a program yesterday, and they were talking about communication. Communication. Do you know that the smallest percentage of communication is verbal? I think it's like 14%. I think they said 14% of what you say with your mouth is communicated to the receiver. However, I think the number was 70% or 60%. 60%, I think it was, when you're communicating is by your body language and expressions. People are responding to your body language and expressions. It is part of who we are as human beings. It's not enough to communicate with just verbal words, with the words verbally. It is important to communicate with our bodies, how we move our hands, how we smile, how we laugh, how we engage, how we stare, how our eyes look. Are our eyes wide? Are our eyes squinting? They all communicate different thoughts. So here we go. Focus on expression and body language. Keep an eye on people's faces and body language. Genuine emotion often reveals themselves through subtle cues. Look for interactions between people or their reactions to events around them. Yes, the main things I'm looking for when I go to an event and I'm photographing an event, I'm looking at who's paired up. Yeah, I do look at the individuals because I want to capture them too. But I am looking at all the clusters or the couples or the pairs. I'm looking at who's hanging out together. I'm looking at, and then once I get who they are, I'm like, oh, there's 3 people right there. Right there. 3 people right there having a conversation. And then I'll see someone bust out in laughter. Click. Ready. Or I can anticipate, because again, as an event photographer, if you want to take pictures of people's emotions, you got to think ahead of them. It's like, and this is true, my friend was right. I learned this skill set for taking pictures in wildlife. Being in Africa for 2 weeks, photographing wildlife. You have to predict what's about to happen in order to get the great shot. Because you can't just sit there and just click, 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 click. No, you have to look at the body language of the animal, see what it's doing, how it's interacting with its, if it's the lion, it's with the pride. If it's the elephants, it's the parade, right? Or if it's the hyenas, it's the pack. You got to see how they're interacting. Well, those skill sets from wildlife photography can be moved over to event photography, which puts you in the place for taking pictures of expressions and body language. The face is a giveaway. The face is a giveaway. Trish says, face. Yeah. Trish also says, Trish is in here. She's in here today. Had to take a group photo of 50 people, and getting every fave in the shot is critical. Every face in the shot is critical. So you got to take multiple shots. Click, 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 click. And we're going to talk about that in the next slides. Next slide. But guys, you got to anticipate. You got to anticipate what's coming. You got to be like a stalker in a good way. You got to see what is happening in the groups. That's going to tell your story for your client, or if you are the designated photographer for your family, about the event that just took place. When they see your photos, you are giving them the fullness of the event, because no one will be at all places at all times. So, focus on expressions. Look who's about to laugh. Look at who's about to hug. Look who's about to. That's a key word there. About to. Because as soon as that happens, as soon as you see it about to happen, you grab that camera, you start clicking away, and you have some great candid shots. Next one. Use burst mode and fast auto focus. Ooh. Yes. Use burst mode in our cameras. For a lot of us, we can go press the button. You can put on, you can set the settings, and you can press the button, hold the button. It's going to go click, 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 click. On our cameras, we have what's called continuous. On the big cameras, it's called continuous mode. Press the button, hold it down. It goes click, 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 click. You ever go to an event and you go and you see something on TV when it's the Senate or the congressmen talking or congresswomen speaking, and then you see the photographers and you can hear their cameras going. If it's a special event and you see all the cameras going and they want to take the pictures, they're going click, 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 click. Why? Because you want to get the emotions as it's happening. Sometimes the first part of the laugh is not the shot. It's into the laugh you want to get. When someone stretches back and gets ready to laugh, you want to get the laugh. And then you want to go back and look at the burst. It's called burst mode if you have a phone. It's called continuous mode if you have a camera. And then you can go back to those photos and look and point out of that cluster, there's going to be the one. It's going to be the one. It's going to be clear. It's going to be crisp. It's going to have expression. It's going to be amazing. So don't hesitate to use burst mode. As a matter of fact, I am always as an event photographer, my camera is always set in burst mode, and for, again, my big cameras are continuous mode. Continuous mode. And also I am using, you can use it on your screen on your phone. You can tap on the individual, right? Most new cameras. You can tap on the camera and tap your finger on the object or the person you want to photograph. And guess what? If you do that, you will see a little yellow square pop up on your phone. And if that person is moving, it will move with the person. Did you know that? Fast autofocus, and it also being able to move with the person. Yeah. Same thing with our big cameras. I can tap the screen on my little lens, my little display. I can tap it, and it will, if I'm photographing a concert and someone's doing a solo, it will follow the soloist everywhere she goes or he goes. And then I just go click, 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 click when I'm ready. Yes, I go click, 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 click. And people are like, Ron, how did you get that shot? You got to use the tools you got. And we got tools, babies. We got tools. Here's another one saying, Alicia says, I didn't know that. That's what I'm talking about. Anthony says, yes, focus tracking. Yeah. Let me check my time here. Okay, we're good. We're good on time. We're good. Are you learning here? Are you learning? Trish says, great tips, Ron. Great tips. Here we go. I think I knew you would like this topic, because we all take pictures of our families, friends, events. That's when we take the camera out. Hey, Amparo, she's in the building. Here's some examples. I always say, when I'm photographing, I'm always looking for the person, the subject. I love the way her eyes are. But you'll see also this is just another, maybe we'll do this another lesson, but I'm looking at foreground and background. Foreground, this is like the one that's closest, the thing or the subject or the object that's closest to you. Foreground, and then the background. And in the middle is a crisp, beautiful shot of my subject. Right? I'm always looking. My best photos, my best captures is when I can get a foreground and a background, and bam, my subject. Next one. Here's one. Family greeting. Someone comes in the building, comes in the door. She's coming in with the cake. You want to celebrate her. You want to capture that moment, the moment of love and connection, emotion, the smile. Yes, that's what we do when we are photographers. This is what we do. This is what we live for, is to capture this moment. Right? But you got to anticipate. You got to anticipate it coming. You got to see her coming. Ding dong. The door is rung. Okay, that gets my brain says, oh, get to the door. Someone's coming. Hey, Sister Margaret is coming up the walkway. Sister Margaret's here. And then I run. I get towards the doorway and I wait, because the greeter is going to open that door. And most greeters, when it's a family gathering, will say, "Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long," and then they start hugging and kissing. And that's when you start going to town. You start taking that camera and you start clicking away. You know it's coming. You know the hug is coming. You know the kiss on the cheek is coming. You know there's going to be a smile. Or it's a serious moment at a corporate event. There's a speaker speaking. And then you got one person that's in the audience that stands out from the crowd. The light is on her. And then you can see her intensity of her stare. She is totally clued in. She is plugged into the speaker or whatever's going on in the front of that room. But the speaker probably will never see this scene until he or she sees this picture and say, wow, Barbara was really listening. But again, you see how I'm operating here, right here. These photos are not my photos. Let me show, but this is the photos I take. These are the kind of photos I do take. I just could not put my photos on here because they were too big to me, millibytes of memory. Anyway, you see the foreground, and then what? Background. Foreground is now framing her, and background. There we go. Next one. Same thing, person on the bus. You see them engaged. He's engaged. He's on the phone. And maybe you want to tell a story about this. But then you say, oh, wow, I just love the way this hole looks. I like the way his shirt matches the seat of the bus. I like the way the colors are coming in. I like the way the sunlight's coming in. I like the way the light is on his face, on the face from the left, coming in from the right. I want to capture this moment. It's beautiful. Candid moments, guys. This is how we do it. This is how we do it as photographers. Okay? Same thing. Mother and daughter on the boat, looking out. Check it out. Beautiful. The light is right. You're connecting her little foreground here, little background there, and you are photographing on your subject. And then next thing you know, you got a good composition. But most of all, you got emotion. You're capturing emotion. That's what we're talking about today. Or some business dude walking down the street with the paper, with maybe the Wall Street Journal, and maybe you're trying to capture this for maybe a project you're working on, or maybe you just want to tell the story of living in the city. Expression, emotions, right? Here's a little foreground, right? The picture's close to you, and then you got the background of the building, right? There you go. So there you have it, guys and girls. That's it for this week's Tip Tuesday. You know, I always like to put this at the end of these. Remember, patience and empathy are essential. Candid photography allows you to freeze genuine emotions in time, creating powerful and relatable images. My job and your job as photographers, if you're taking out a camera and you're going to take a snapshot, you may not be a professional photographer, but you're still a photographer nonetheless. You're photographing the moment. Get out there and photograph your world. But most of all, and that key there, empathy, don't shove a camera in someone's face. You're going to get the wrong emotion. And it's not going to be worth capturing. You are not. So take your time. Analyze the room. There are some friendly people in the room. And you can tell when you go into the room, there's some people that just don't want to be bothered. You can tell some of the folks that just don't want to be bothered. They're just simply at the gathering because they are just there. You got to see the room, observe the room, feel the room. Don't push that camera in anyone's face. Observe the room, see who the players are, see who the life of the party is, or the life of the party, the lives of the party. And you're going to take great photos. You're going to take great photos. Okay, guys. I see Trish says, Ron, I sent you the group shot. Any feedback is welcomed. You got it, my dear. I'll take a look at it. Hey, Dr. Tachi's in the building. And I'm going to, Tom says, I'm going to have to play this again and again. Great tips. That's what I'm talking about. I hope these tips help you, because it doesn't matter if you're a professional photographer or just a hobbyist of a photographer. These are basic tips that are going to help you take pictures and photograph your world. Photograph your world. Okay. So on that note, guys, live life like you mean it. That's right. Live life like you mean it this week. For the rest of the week, live. Can I say it again? That's my favorite. This is my favorite. I live by this. I've been living by this since I was 20-something years old. Live life like you mean it. And focus on what matters. I added the last part for this Touch Base Daily community. Since we are photographers and we are focus driven, live life like you mean it and focus this week on what matters. Okay, guys. I like that. Catch the light. Trish says, go catch the light. Tell your story. Tell your story. Yeah, there we go. Okay, guys. I'm out of here. It is time to go. And keep me in your thoughts as I go out this evening and photograph this event. I'm going to be using my own advice here. I'm going to be using this advice because it was a great reminder I'm going to have fun this evening. Okay. And I may go live a little bit. Yeah. When I'm off the clock or maybe before the clock. I'm out. Later, guys. Later.